Fighting and hostility makes Somali streets a dangerous place. As this video from HornAfric TV shows, journalism here can be deadly. Ali Sharmarke was the director of HornAfric Media Incorporated based in Somalia's capital, Mogadishu. A roadside bomb destroyed his car on August the 11th, killing him instantly. In an interview shortly before his death, Sharmarke explained why he faced the danger.
We are considering the needs of the society to have impartial information, and we decided to take the risk. The founders of our organization and the people who are working here, we all decided to work under that risk.
Sharmarke was one of 8 journalists killed in Somalia in 2007. Gathering in a Nairobi hotel on Human Rights Day last month, exiled Somali journalists, activists, and others discussed the deteriorating press situation in their war-torn country.
Bravo to Somali journalists.
Dave Koopman is the East Africa campaigner for the global human rights group Amnesty International.
I'd like to quote here one journalist who fled from Mogadishu who told me, "I wrote a story about 2 insurgents that were killed. I was called on my mobile and the caller said, 'Why did you write that?' It is the truth," I said. "I had to write it." He said, "You are going to be on the list of the people which we are going to kill."
Somalia has been unstable ever since Siad Barre was ousted from power in 1991. Fighting has intensified as Ethiopian troops supporting Somalia's transitional federal government battle with remnants of the force they ousted in 2006, the Islamic Courts Union. The United Nations estimates more than 1 million Somali refugees are in urgent need of humanitarian assistance. As they report on the conflict, journalists are increasingly coming under fire from the government, insurgents, and others involved in the fighting. Omar Farouk Osman is Secretary General of the National Union of Somali Journalists. He says simply reporting on the conflict is dangerous.
If you wanted to present the problems the public is facing, if you wanted to interview different opposing groups, then all these issues are very sensitive issues. And if you try to report, then the journalist is ready to face risks.
Somali ambassador to Kenya, Mohammed Ali Noor, denies that his government has threatened, arrested, and beaten journalists who file critical reports.
The government, is doing its best to safeguard the journalists. We believe in freedom. We believe in free journalism.
He says his government passed legislation aimed at protecting journalists, but also requiring what he called responsible reporting.
Good afternoon or good morning.
The international community has strongly criticized the Somali government and others for the repression meted out to journalists. In mid-December, United Nations Humanitarian Coordinator for Somalia, Eric LaRoche, said his complaints and letters and personal visits to Somali government officials were met with stony silence.
So I think it is a subject which is covered deliberately, and I think people do not want to talk about that, yet it's a major issue.
Despite the odds, journalists continue to advocate for press freedom and cover a story that puts them in the line of fire. Kathy Maitney for VOA News, Nairobi.